Captain's log day 1. It's about 2:15 in the afternoon. Making good progress. Figured to show you this little neat spot while we or tape up Andy's oar. It's actually starting to split. So we got some duct tape. We're gonna fix that up here, hopefully prevent that from splitting in half. That'd be terrible. But this right out there is kind of where we're gonna come back in. That is where we meet at the end of our journey, where we kind of link back up. The full loop is ending right there, so we're about to go this way right now, straight to the east. And yeah, Captain's log 2, first campsite. Great place on an island in Pickerel Lake. Pretty much straight from here. We're going to be heading south now. We made it about 15 miles a day. Just had some tuna mac for dinner. It's fantastic. Got this nice little campfire set up. Pretty great. Marty's got a hammock. Pretty great. Got the drying rack. Got the much necessary booze, obviously. Totally necessary. I'm going to pour one out for our homie Ethan, who couldn't make it. Captain's log. Morning of day 2. All slept pretty good. Zach and Andy had a scare. Almost certain a bear wandered right behind where they were sleeping, which is over kind of, you can't really see, over in the distance that way. Me, Parker, and Marty were a little closer to our fire, and we didn't wake up here, but they heard heavy breathing, along with a lot of twigs snapping, and then we look over there, and there's like a lot of bear shit not too far away, so there's most certainly a bear pretty close to the camp, so that's exciting. I forgot to show you guys the tape job Andy's oar got. That's holding off. It's always nice when you have a critical equipment failure on the first day. It's very nice. About 3,400 meters of portaging to do today. It's by far going to be our hardest day in terms of portaging distance. I think there'll be one other day we'll have more individual portages, but they will certainly not add up to 3,400 meters, because that is a third of our entire portaging distance in one day. And yesterday we did 800, so it's going to be significantly harder than yesterday. So we're all really excited for that. Captain's log, day 2, just after lunch here. You can see behind me we had lunch at that waterfall in the background. Marty is our driver today. The convenient thing that I'm able to do with this is since we have 5 people, 2 canoes, I'm in the easy spot. I don't do shit today besides sit here and maybe hand out water bottles. Zach's in the front, and then we got other canoe over yonder, Parker and Andy. They got most of the food. We've just got me riding in the middle in our bags. So this is a pretty typical canoe setup we got here, this makeshift seat. It works. It's really uncomfortable. But, you know, it's better than sitting on the floor where the water pools up. Yeah, that waterfall was actually pretty sweet. It wasn't even labeled with a name. It just said waterfall. Captain's log, day 2 still. We're about to do the longest portage. We will do 1,500 meters. Marty's super excited. He's going to be the one carrying the canoe this time.
Did volunteer for that.
Yeah, volunteered for it like 2 weeks ago when we were a little drunk. So now he's, I guess, coming to terms with that. I get to do the 1,200 meter one a little bit later in the day. We're running short on time. We had a few mishaps that bogged us down. One was finding this portage. It was a little hidden. It's apparently there was a giant forest fire in here last year, and then they had to come through and recut a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of cool. You could see a lot of the burned trees as we were coming up, and it's pretty thick here right now. Like, our landing area was not easy to, like, barely. Anyway, this landing area sucks a lot. One canoe at a time, and it's thick forest back here, so we'll hit you back once we see how much this definitely is going to suck. Parker and Ethan up on the hill. Parker's carrying the canoe for them. This is easily the worst portage. Look at this fucking cliff they got to scale. Like, this angle doesn't even do it justice. That is a steep cliff to walk up with a canoe and a backpack on your back. All right, we've completed the Sauvage portage. 1,500 meters of the most grueling physical activity Parker says he's ever done. And Marty's saying he wouldn't wish that on Hitler. It had some great things like 150 meters of swampland, giant elevation changes both up and down, cliffs, sheer rock, swamps, I said that already, roots, close quarters, lots of mosquitoes. Moose shit. Yeah, moose shit. Captain's log, night of day 2. We had a rough day. It is raining right now, pretty hard. It is dark, and we just got camp set up. None of us have eaten. I'm going to try to shine my light here and give you a scope of how we're hanging out right now. So we got us all hanging underneath the big bivouac here. Fucking Andy's over there. Marty's right here. Zach's right here. Parker's right behind me. Right there. Yeah, so it's not great. We haven't eaten dinner yet. It's 8:30. We barely made this camp before it started raining. Pretty much priority was tents. Some lighter news. Andy's oar broke more today right away. So his oar is completely covered in duct tape now. And the good news part of that is that he has a great nickname for his oar, and it's called the Silver Stroker. It's absolutely great name for the oar, and it's keeping our spirits high here. Morning of the third day. We all slept like crap for the most part. Lots of rain, some wetness in some tents. Not terrible. Man, today was hard, or yesterday was hard. Figured I'd show you. I forgot to point out why. Here's the Silver Stroker. It's truly a masterpiece in emergency engineering. Fantastic stuff. So, where we cooked food yesterday, all huddled up together underneath this guy. None of us know like any knots. We're all missing Ethan dearly for that. Just rocking the double overhand every time we need to do a knot. Let me tell you, that's not a quick knot, and that's not an easy to untie knot or redo knot. Yeah, we need to learn some knots. Got these nice Russian cigarettes here. So one of the left. As we exited the second large portage yesterday, it was about 7 o'clock at night. And it was kind of one of those things where you think you have a big problem, like, oh, we're running out of time, we got to get camp right now. And then we canoe like 50, maybe 100 meters out into the water, and it kind of opens up and you can see a bit more. And Marty mentions he hears some thunder, and sure enough, we look off to our right, and there's like a giant thunderstorm not that far away. And we're like, oh, we thought we had an hour and a half of time before light. Now we have like a half hour before it starts pouring ass rain. Check 3 peninsulas, and then the end of an island, and then we end up going to the other side of the island, finally find a campsite, bring us our tents up just in time, starts downpouring. Barely get the bivouac up, start making dinner. Marty calls it a night, just goes to bed, and he's done with the day. Eating the pouring rain, water pools up under the bivouac, no one's comfortable, no one's happy. But in the positive note, 45% of the portages are done distance-wise, so I'm thinking it's going to be smooth sailing from here. Captain's log update for morning of day 3. The rain, it started pouring again. Maybe a half hour before all our stuff that was laid out to dry was dry. And since the rain came in so suddenly, it was all still out there and got re-wet before we could get it all put away. So now we've altered the bivouac, so me, Marty, and Andy can at least stand underneath it. Zach is in his tent. Marty's tent's there, and Parker's just in his tent. And great morning so far. Captain's log update, about noon on the third day. We are going down this creek. We had to force through travel in the rain. It kind of subsided now, but we have entered a very difficult portage. Notice where the canoes are. Rocks, swamp, rocks, swamp. We're not canoeing through this. So we got to traverse the bags in the canoe over this short distance, but definitely difficult. Exciting stuff. Captain's log, day 3, lunch break. A little late today, about 2 o'clock, but it took us a very long time to get through the creek we thought would be pretty easy. It's that one where you saw those rocks. There was actually, before that, what you didn't see, was a beaver dam, a just pile of logs, and then like just a swampy outcropping we had to cross first to get to that very dangerous rock area. Just got done with Have a Smoke portage. We've got a waterfall in the background you can see there, and then some sweet-ass rapids here. Lunch break. Having a smoke, obviously, after completing Have a Smoke portage. It's working out good. And finally, the sun's out. Get some dry clothes. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. All right, a little after 4. Got the campsite going here. Start at the top of our thing. We got me, Andy, Parker's setting up right there. We got a ton of wind. Like, it is a constant 20 mile per hour breeze with like 40 mile an hour gusts. Marty's hammock. Now we have things drying all over the place. We got clotheslines everywhere. You can see rain flies. Marty's tent here. And Zach's going to be here as soon as all his tent supplies are dry. And then we got the sun rock, way down here. Marty's Rainfly's basically a sail for this canoe. We could probably go faster than we ever have before. And drying rack, shoes, more shoes, a bag. That's campsite number 3. Woo! Alright, captain's log, night of day 3. Here's a good time to go over our breakfast and lunch and dinner routine usually. Breakfast and lunch every day for the entire week and a little bit is the same. Breakfast we got Goka, which is granola oats, craisins, and almonds, and then a bag of oatmeal, and then a package of breakfast essentials and coffee and tea on your preference. That's breakfast every day for everybody. Lunch, beef jerky, 2 granola bars, and a bag of dried mango slices. Not the greatest, but after a few days it's pretty good actually. And then dinner we have a few options. We've got a couple MREs. We have chicken and rice with burritos and sriracha, and then we have tuna mac, the staple of Canada. Pretty good stuff. Everyone loves tuna mac night, except Andy because he doesn't like cheese, so he just has buttered noodles and tuna. Crazy mofo. Captain's log, morning of day 4. Beautiful night last night. Perfectly calm. The wind died down maybe an hour and a half before we went to bed, which is, I couldn't have asked for a better end to the day after having a little bit of a rough ending to the previous day, and then followed by a rough continuing of the day and rough just everything yesterday until it got sunny out. By the time we put our sunscreen on, it was like the sign that, oh my God, we're gonna start having a good time again, and it worked out great. I had some time, so I made the Woodsman's Toothbrush 2.0 because I definitely forgot mine on the bed in the hotel room. I gotta say, this thing slaps. This thing works good. It has many amazing design features, such as both locating lugs on the back of the toothbrush for mouth comfort. Test drove it once. It works. That's all I can say about it. It works. Captain's log, morning of day 4 update. I don't know what it is about this specific island, but the wind gets ripping from, let's see, what was that, the west? It's almost brisk. We did see an eagle catch a fish, which is pretty cool. He didn't land very close, so it was pretty hard to see him eat it, so kind of a dick move on his part, honestly. Captain's log, day 4, lunchtime. Literally in the middle of a trail here. A lot of great luck today. We're just on a pretty big lake, fighting the wind the whole way, and we made it through this portage to another big lake, and it's completely different direction, but we get to fight the wind the whole way again. It's nice white caps. So because it's like a lot of fun, up and down, cool stuff out there, me and Zach have been singing Roller Coaster by Blink-182 to Marty the whole time. He's really digging it.
Love it. One of his favorite songs.
Captain's log, night of day 4. Finally getting to camp on Camel Lake. We were at Shelley Lake yesterday. We had to go up Cuddy Creek to get where we currently are.
Fuck that creek.
And there is about 1 billion flies on the creek, which are bad enough. But now you add in, we get past the last portage of what was supposed to be the day. We get about 15 feet and we encounter a beaver dam, which involves basically getting out of the canoe and heaving it over, stepping in sometimes anywhere from ankle to knee-deep mud, depending on what you step and how your luck is running that day. And then we encountered another beaver dam, and then another beaver dam, and then another beaver dam. And this is so many fly bites. It's ridiculous right now. We're all pretty happy to be in a nice windy peninsula, and the flies are pretty much gone at this point. We're really excited for that, but let me tell you, fuck flies. All right, captain's log, night 4. We're making dinner a little late. We kind of wanted to sit and relax. It's the first time we're not on an island, actually. Still pretty good. A lot of great campsites. Pretty typical dinner setup. We do potatoes as our appetizer. Andy always eats the Golden Selects, mostly because they don't have cheese in it, and everything we bought has cheese in it. So now we're getting ready for some tuna max. We get a few packs of that. Lots of good damn Velveeta cheese. Booze necessity. Chew also when you're trying to get a little turned. Sriracha, yes, we like to live in luxury out here, and even pepper, so don't worry. Oh, actually, this is the real luxury item. Ghee. Butter without milk fat in it, so you can just YOLO it around with you, and it's not going to go bad. It's pretty nice stuff. Let me tell you, 4 days out here, and you're missing fats, that stuff slaps. Morning of day 5, captain's log. Woke up to a light drizzle. Within a half hour became pouring rain. We quickly set up the bivouac and are now huddling underneath it. Pretty windy. We have a pitiful little fire that's smoldering away. It's pretty cool out there. I don't know if you can see any of that, but nice. Captain's log, day 5 morning update. The rain has let down a little bit. We're all still chilling under the bivouac. Got some coffee, tea, oatmeal water going here. Got a little windshield. We're going to show you our little water filtering device. This is our old filter. We had to replace it last night. It got really, really hard to start pumping water. This is the actual device. Works really well. Well, this was supposed to be a really easy day. Just get up, move 5 miles to Scripture Island. Marty would read us the Lord's Prayer. And then the day would be over, but the rain is going to make it a lot harder than that. Captain's log, day 5, lunchtime. About 1:24 in the afternoon. Just got through the last part of Cuddy Creek. It was not quite as horrible as the sections we did yesterday, but we're on a goddamn beach. First one we've seen all trip. It's pretty nice. Big change of pace from rocky shores and foliage and really just terrible places to load a canoe. Pretty good stuff here. Parker did end up taking a digger yesterday with the canoe.
That fucking hurt.
Yeah. All right, well, it's 3:38. We finally made it to Scripture Island, got out of Cuddy Creek. The sun is finally getting out, so stuff's drying. Things are looking up. Finally made it to Scripture Island, all right? We've had this campsite planned out for days. Got this bomb little fire pit here. Pretty sweet. Well, let's just walk down the trail. Let's go check out the camping situation. And I'll hold the phone the other way, so we got this nice little trail off into the woods. Oh, yeah, we're thinking all this room. Man, this is the only marked campsite in a while we've been to. It's got to be great. Oh, look at all this room for tents. Holy cow, man. You could fit a party back here. Woo-hoo! So we're leaving Scripture Island. Captain's log, evening of night 5 now. We're really pushing in here. So behind my shoulder is Scripture Island. We ended up going to 1, 2, almost 3, and then we circled the entirety of Scripture Island looking for a campsite. We stumbled upon this piece of heaven. Now, as I'm standing up here, we have a freaking beach to go swimming in. We are all really excited. Yeah, Andy's excited. Really excited to have a vodka beach party here pretty soon. Toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, and dry boots on Marty's feet soon. That's how that song goes. Always the dry station. And then as we saunter into the camp, we have the most flat ground and biggest fire area we've had yet. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a party out here today. Vodka beach party followed by woodland forest party for sure. That's how this all goes.
Woodland forest party with woodland forest critters.
Many songs we're sang to Marty today. Well, we had Sicko Mode in the canoe. We had some corn. That was good.
Yeah, Freak on a Leash.
Freak on a Leash. Yep, singing that to Marty.
Good campfire song.
We had the campfire song, speaking of which, by SpongeBob. That was another banger on the playlist that is the canoe. We're keeping it real out here. Captain's log, morning of day 6. We all had a pretty cold night last night, me especially, like in the Antarctica down where I was at, but we were able to keep warm, just putting clothes on. Should be an easy day today. Now, granted, it was supposed to be an easy day most days, besides the first 2, and really that's all been thrown out the window every day, but no rain last night, no rain this morning, everything's dry for once. That's pretty exciting stuff. Only have to go about 2 miles, only a few portages, very little can go wrong. It probably will, but as every day, we have high hopes that it will not go wrong. Probably wondering why I've been talking about fishing much, mostly because of all these things going wrong. I've barely had time to fish until barely yesterday and then a little bit this morning, and no catches, but Lonely, Maria Lake, the next 2 days should provide some great fishing spots. I think we're going to have some fresh fish. Pretty excited about that. Songs of the day for Marty is going to be Gin and Juice. Be singing that campfire classic to him the entire canoe ride, I think. So me and Zach are ready for that. All right, captain's log, morning of day 6 still. Well, it's about noon, I guess. About 11 o'clock in the morning or so right now. Just got done with our first portage. There's only 2 today. So, like I said, it's going to be a very easy day. So we're on Lonely Creek, going up to Lonely Lake. And of course, as with every other creek goes, we encounter looks like a beaver dam straight in front of us. And it definitely looks like Parker and Andy are getting out of their canoes and about to hoist it over the top of this damn beaver dam. So, bonus portages, our favorite thing. Got the beaver lodge in the background. We've been saying every time we see a beaver lodge, we're calling that another stop on the bar crawl. So, it's working good for us. The captain's log, day 6. There's no campsites on Lonely. We're currently heading back into a creek. We're bottomed out. Easy day in. Guaranteed. Here we go. Yes. Come on. We're going to get through. Get ready to paddle. Go. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Suckers. All right, it is captain's log, night 6. What was supposed to be an easy day. Surprise was not. There was no campsites on Lonely Lake. So, I mean, we checked them all. We used a lot of time checking campsites. They were all garbage. Marked ones, unmarked ones. That's the thing out here about maybe, seems like 1/3 to 50% of the campsites are not marked. So, if you just try to go to places with marked campsites, you're going to miss out on a lot of campsites. You want to kind of got to scope them out from a distance to see some clearing, go in there, send someone up to check it out, and like, yeah, it's good, or we give the Caesar's thumb down, dead. So yeah, then we get to Jesse after skirting over a little bit, and of course, this is by far the most people we've ever seen camping on any specific lake. There was 3 nice campsites, all taken with people camping. So we kind of get shoved way in the back of the bus here. At this campsite, it's actually pretty good. It's just not the ones we were thinking we were going to get. And you can almost see another group across the lake, maybe 300 yards away. So that sucks, but whatever. Not the best, but not the worst either. We've certainly had, we considered when we were getting up here, if we could set up all 4 of our tents, then it was totally fine, because Marty has this tiny little guy. So he was pretty much ready. If it, came down to it, he would just share Zach or Parker's with 2-person. And if we really needed to, I could also abandon my small tent and share with, we'd both be in there. And then if we really needed to, Andy would sleep outside. Yeah, really living in the outdoors. So yeah, night 6, well over halfway with the journey, a few more nights to go. Parker's out of booze. I am not. I have got plenty left. Yeah, Parker's out of TP too. That was one thing he did not prepare enough for, sadly. Difficult week, he says. Difficult week. The bowels were not on his side. You can't predict that, I guess, You never know when it's going to be clean. Captain's log, morning of day 7. We had a feeling it was going to rain last night, so we set up the bivouac ahead of time rather than as it started raining. Of course, best setup we have yet, best coverage. It doesn't rain at all. So that's kind of how that goes, I suppose. So today, guaranteed easy day. We're going 1 lake over, 1 portage. 770 meters, so it is a pretty long portage. Nothing could go wrong here. We've been searching for this easy day for days, and nothing can go wrong here. Captain's log, middle of my last large portage of the trip. 770 meters. Can't really look at the camera much. Not that I'm very good at it anyway. But this is kind of what we do. Canoe over the shoulders. Backpack on the back. Just walking. So far, this terrain's actually not bad at all. Pretty stellar stuff. Now, we have the Kevlar canoe, so it's about, I think, 55 pounds. Because we only had access, oh shit, to one, they ended up using, god damn it, goddamn trees. See, then you get stuck on trees. There we go. Anyway, they have an aluminum craft, so theirs is like 90 pounds. Granted, their portage yoke, which is what rests on your shoulders, is much better designed. Ours, you can see it's duct tape with some padding. It does not feel good in some cases. Yeah, this is pretty easy terrain so far. Lucking out. Sauvage was significantly worse than this by a long shot. We're talking mud, we're talking swamps, we're talking inclines. Oh, see, this muddy swamp right here. This is more kind of the fun stuff. You get to basically play like a platformer style game. Hopping across nice little logs. Super stable. Super. Oh yeah, this is the fun stuff. This is the good stuff right here. Well, I should probably pay attention. Captain's log, day 7, 11:46, so before lunchtime, and we're setting up camp. Finally, the dream has come true, and we actually have an easy day. It's like the 3rd time we've tried to have an easy day. And it didn't pan out, but it actually did. All our dreams came true. We're at Lake Maria, the same campsite we stayed at 2 years ago. Pretty sweet. Little setup. We cliff jumped over there. Yeah, probably have time for bocce ball for once. Get some cribbage out. Finally catch a fish, maybe. Got this sweet loon over here drifting by, doing some calls. Probably can't see him. He's kind of far away. These guys can see him. Captain's log, day 7. Getting close to dinner time now, about 5:15 or so. Finally caught a fish. So we're down to the last 2 nights, so splitting the booze I have left 50-50, so I got like 6 or 7 shots to have tonight. That's pretty nice. Andy also has booze left, and Marty. Zach is getting low, and Parker's out, so finally caught a fish, 16.5-inch smallmouth bass. That was pretty sweet. We fried him up immediately and all had some fish morsels, which were absolutely delicious. A little change of pace from our normal meal. So we decided to build a small oven here, and what that stone is going to be our pizza stone, really. And then we have tortillas, and we have sriracha sauce. So we're going to do personal pizzas with tortillas as the crust, sriracha as the sauce, and then tuna mac and cheese as the topping. So it's basically tuna mac pizza. It's gonna be lit. All right, like, don't you judge yet. All right, so we have the tuna mac ready to go. We have the tortilla on the fire. That's not even burnt, man. Come on, have you ever seen like an Italian pizza oven? That's pretty much perfect. It's pretty much that. Go with the sriracha sauce. Oh yeah, perfect. Sriracha sauce, and then we probably need to get that off the hot spot of the fire because it's getting hot as dick. There we go. Nice crispy crust. That's the better way to do it. Oh my gosh. Let me get my damn spoon out. And we're gonna make god dang mac and cheese pizza with sriracha sauce. It's really hard to scoop and not screw this all up. I have no idea how I'm gonna eat this, but oh god, that's looking good. You ever seen mac and cheese pizza? I know you have.
Have fun, bud.
Dude, I'm gonna eat it as one slice. One slice. Well, it's looking good. One more.
Oh yeah, keep adding more to that. That's not gonna end in tears. That's not enough, clearly, on top of it.
There we go. That's the frickin' play. Look at that. It's gonna be delicious. All right, day 7 or night 7 now. We're sitting down, playing some cribbage. That pizza was delicious. Marty had one, can confirm that. So our tortillas have had a very garbage baggy taste just from sitting inside our Glad bags. Somehow the tortillas absorbed that flavor a lot, and we basically stopped eating them for anything because they tasted so much garbage bags. Not me, I always did. So disgusting they stopped. But toasting the tortilla into pizza crust form, that's the play. That eliminates most of the garbage bag flavor. Not all of it. Yeah, delicious. Let's crush some crib, boys. Captain's log. Dawn of the final full day, which is 8. Coffee. It's good stuff. Always pour an entire bag of breakfast essentials in it, so it's kind of like a mocha. It's actually pretty good. It's the only way instant coffee actually tastes good. So another pretty easy day, like 5 miles up to Batchwang Lake, and then we'll camp there. And then we're just a little puddle jump out of the camp tomorrow. The captain's log, day 8, just about to leave the island. So this is our little cliff jumping spot. Really not much of a cliff, more of like a sharp, aggressive hill. But this bush, we were jumping a couple years ago, and we discovered later that there were snakes living in it. Those snakes are still here. And yes, we did do some cliff jumping. I'm going to try to get as close as I can. He's right over here. He's finally out. There he is. You can see him. That's a decent sized snake. Like, he's right. Like, look at this fucking guy. Fucking snakes are so cool. Oh, that's his tail. There he is. Now he's moving. There he's going. And he's gone. Isn't that neat?
I hate food that doesn't taste vaguely of a garbage bag.
Captain's log. Day 8. It's like 12:30 or so. It's our last lunch. Our canoe is just torturing ourselves. Me, Marty, and Zach have spent about the last 2.5 hours talking about cheeseburgers, chicken wings, pizza, hash browns, eggs. Like,
You gotta stop.
we are just murdering ourselves over here. We're suffering. Here I am eating a bag of powdered chocolate. It's not good. I forgot to mention during our lunch break. So, for the past few days, we've been dealing with a jerky crisis. We separated them into individual food bags, and for whatever reason, hot and spicy does not like to be separated from its original bag. It's a little too moist. So we have a lot of mold growing on our jerky. So their one source of meat is freaking trash.
Super high body fat percentage.
Captain's log, day 8. We're at our campsite now. It's like 1:30 or so. We're pretty ready to get out of here. We're super hungry. We've been playing Kill, Fuck, Marry with restaurants. The one that's caused the most controversy is Perkins, Denny's, and IHOP. I chose Marry Denny's specifically because it is more ratty and trashy than Perkins, and I consider myself ratty and trashy. So, yeah, and then we're fucking Perkins, and we can kill IHOP. That's my opinion on that one. Captain's log, day 9, morning 9, whatever. We're up at them pretty early today. It's 7:40. We've already torn down and are on the way out. Eggs and toast and all the things that come with breakfast. Huge motivators right now. Food is really kind of just propelling us forward. We haven't even eaten our normal breakfast. I'm pretty sick of it anyway. Instant coffee is also very old. So here we are, setting sail. Instant coffee sucks. Alright, final captain's log. We're in the car, shoving off. Gotta remember how to drive again. And drive in video. Definitely not legal, but we're in back roads, it's fine. We're off to get some tasty breakfast. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh, super excited for it. Super excited. We had a lot of good fun. Sauvage Portage sucked, but really, getting out to the other side of the burned down forest was pretty cool. A lot of cool sights out there. No wildlife. We're way too loud as a group of people for that. But whatever. Still a good time overall. Yeah. I don't think I could add anything more to say about this rather than just a grand old time. I miss being lazy. Forget how much you take that for granted. If you don't want to do something, you really don't have to, but you kind of have to just Always do all the things you don't want to do every day and every morning out there. Yeah. Signing off. Walk slow and smile.